real-time applications of array, when coming to the real-time applications of the array, sir, books in alarm, and clothes in what is that room, pens in a cup, etc. These are all some real-time examples of the arrays. Means an array. I mean, this an array is a collection of items stored in a continuous memory locations. So we are saying that with books in alarm, like we pens in a cup, these are all are real time examples. These are all stored in a continuous locations. Okay. And the next thing is the idea is to store multiple items of the same type together. Okay. When coming to the books in alarm, where the books are all same type, so we can say that it is an example of the arrays. Generally, in arrays, we store the same type of elements. Okay. And so that's why this makes it easier to calculate the position of each element by simply adding an offset to a base value. Okay. And the memory location of the first element of the array means generally denoted by the name of the array. Okay. For simplicity, we can think of an array is a fleet of styles, or I have already explained that pens in a cup, everything. Okay. And coming to the definition of the array, in computer science, an array is a data structure consisting of a collection of elements, each identified by at least one array index or the key. Okay. And an array is stored such that the position of each element can be computed from the index by a mathematical formula. Like I have already explained in the list, strings, everything. We can access the elements by using the index values. Here in arrays also we can access elements using the index also. Okay. Index. Okay. Means Okay. Means at least, I mean, every element is identified at least one index. Mm, this is what an array means. Generally, this array can be handled in a Python by a module named array. I will explain it. Okay. If at all I give an example so that you can understand what is this array module. Okay. Means they can be useful when when you have to manipulate only a specific data type. This is all about the array introduction. And uh, and coming to the properties of the array, an array can store an array can store data of a specified data. I have already explained that is it stores the same type of data. And elements of an array are located in a continuous, means that elements of an array are next to each other. So there is a no gap in between them. If at all, if you take the books in a alarm, there is no gap in between one book to another book. Okay. And each element of an array has a unique index so that we can access each and every element. And the next thing is the size of an array is predefined and cannot be modified. Okay. These are all the properties of the array, and this is all about the introduction and properties of an array. Now let me create an array so that you can understand. One second. Yeah, actually there are two types of array. First one is one dimensional array, and the second one is a multi-dimensional array. First of all, let me give brief introduction about a one dimensional array. After that, I will teach you guys about the two dimensional array. But I have a question for you. Why do we need an array? Tell me guys, why do we need an array? Am I clear? Am I clear? Why do we need an array? Okay. Let me explain that why do we need an array. If at all, if you want to declare three variables, like if you want to print three variables, you can print like variable 1 and variable 2, whatever, variable 2 And variable 3. What if you want to declare 500 variables? What if you want to declare 1000, 15,000 variables? You can't print them manually, right? So that's where we can use the arrays. So there we have used arrays, and we can call the elements with if you want to access a particular element, then you can call that particular element using an index. You don't need to call all the elements. Okay, this is why we are used in arrays. Now let me explain that what is an one dimensional array. Generally, an array with a bunch of values having been declared with a single index, then that array we can call it as a one dimensional array. The main difference between the one dimensional array and two dimensional arrays are one dimensional array have only one index, but two dimensional arrays are declared with the double index. Okay, and coming, we can say that combination of the single dimensional array, single dimensional arrays, we can call it as a multi-dimensional arrays. That is, we can call it as a two-dimensional arrays. Okay, this is what one-dimensional array and two-dimensional arrays. Let me create an array so that you can understand what is an array means. Sorry. Okay. See, I have already explained about this module. Sorry. First of all, creation an array. Okay. Let me take a name that is my array equals to array of, I just want to print all the integer. So here I'm mentioning I, and let me give elements that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now let me print my array. Let me print. My laptop is very slow. Please be patient. See, I got the result that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Means here I created one array and I traversed. This is how we can create. Let me delete this first. Let me at least. Okay, this is how we can create an array. Here I given a data type that is I, means here we can only print those all the integer values. Okay, and this is how we can create an array. If you want to print, or else if you want to traverse the array, then we can use the for loop. I have already explained that why we use for loop. Generally for loop, how can we traverse an array, how can we traverse a list, how can we traverse string. If at all, if you want to traverse means, then there we can use the for loop. See, here I just want to traverse the array, so that's why here I am using the for loop. Here, I just want to access all the elements by using index. Using indexes. Okay. Now, here I just want to print. Here I just want to print the index third element. So that's why here I'm giving my array of 3. Can anyone guess what is the output here? Can anyone guess what is the output here? 4. Okay. Come on, guys. Am I clear? Only few people are responded. I am asking small questions, okay? Okay. Guys, please be interactive. Okay. Let me print so that I can, okay. Let me comment this so that you can understand. See, I got the output 4. Okay. This is how we can access an elements using indexes. Let me print, let me access another element, that is here. I just want to access element 6. So here I am giving -1. I hope everyone is familiar with the indexing, negative indexing, and slicing. Okay, if you are familiar with the indexing mean, then only you can understand why we got output 6, 4. Okay. And the next one is here I just want to perform append operation. Append any value to the array using the append method. Okay. Value. Okay. Here we are using an append method to to append a value to the array. Let me print my array dot append of. Here I just want to add the element 3. Oh, no, 9. Let me print my array. See, array 9 is added at the end of the here. If you want to insert an element at a particular index, then there we can use the insert method. Generally append method adds an element at the end. I have already explained it, this concept in list. Like if you want to add a particular if you want to add an element at the particular index, then you can use the insert method. Let me explain that too. Here I just want to, generally insert method takes two parameters. One is indexing, and the next one is element. So here array is my array. My array dot insert of, what is this here, index 2 comma 10. Let me print my array. Let me comment this. So see, 10 is inserted at the index 2. Index 0, 1, 2 means, see, element is perfectly inserted. This is how we can insert an element. Then this is how we can append an element. Okay. Now there is another operation, that is an extend. I have already explained that generally extend method is used to add two arrays. This concept I have already explained in the list. Like we are using extend method to add the two list. Here I am taking another list, that is my array 2. And here 7 comma 8 comma 9. Okay, let me use my extend method on my array. Extend of. Let me print my array. See, generally my array contains the elements from 1 to 9, and the new array is 7, 8, 9, everything is extended perfectly. This is how we can use the extend method. If you want to add the two elements, then there we can use the extend method. If you want to add an element at a particular index, then we can use the insert method. Like if you want to add an element, if you want to append an element at the end, or like if you want to perform an append operation, then you can use the append function. Generally, if you are using an append function, then the element is added at the end. This is all about the insertion. This is how we can add elements to the array. Okay. Now there is another method, that is the from list, like add items from the list into array using the from list line. Generally, this from list method is used to add elements from the list into a array. Let me explain. Let me take an list from list. Okay, this is a new method. Let me take in a list that is 1, 2, 3. And here I just want to perform this from list on my array list. My list. 1 second. Let me comment this so that you can understand the output clearly. See, the output is see, you can clearly see that the output is the new array. The new list is 1, 2, 3, and the new list is added here. This is how we can use the from list. Generally, this from list is used to add items from list into an array. Okay. If you use the extend method, then there you can use both are arrays. But here from list means here we are adding elements, adding items from the list into an array. This is what in a from list method. Okay. And this is all about the insertion methods. And now let me delete this. There are some operations that we can delete an element from an array. The first one is remove method. Like if we use the remove method, it removes an any array element. It removes an any array element. Let me print remove method. Like if here I just want to remove an element, that is 10. Print my array. See, 10 is there here, but 10 is not presented in the next array. 10 is removed perfectly. Here you don't need to give any index. If at all, if you want to delete that particular element in that array, then you can use then you can use the remove method. Okay, you don't need to give any index or anything. You just mention that what element you just which element you want to delete. See here, I just want to delete that element 10, and in the list in the previous array 10 is presented, but in the next array 10 is deleted, means 10 is perfectly deleted. This is how we can use the remove method. And the next one is uh, remove lost, pop method. I have already explained that is what is a pop method. If at all, if you want to delete a lost array element, then you can use the pop method. Pop. Let me print my array. See here, last element is 3, but here 3 is not presented. Means the last index, the last presented element is deleted successfully. This is all about pop method and remove method. Okay. And the next one is reverse. If at all, if you want to reverse your list, reverse your array, then there is there is an inbuilt function, that is reverse method. Using reverse method, we can reverse the list. Array. Here, my array dot What is the reverse? Okay. Let me print my array. See, all elements here are 219. All elements are perfectly reversed. This is what in a reverse method means. And there is another method that is I mean fetch an element. Generally, fetch any element through its index using index method. Let me explain what it is. Sorry. Okay. Now let me print my array dot index of but index of. See, we got the output 0. Let me print that is 21. See, here we got the output that is 21. Means this 21 is 21 index is not presented in the array, so that we got that error. Let me delete all this. Here I just want to perform finding an element. Like if at all here I just want to perform searching an element. Okay. Let me give an array that is, sorry, I have deleted, right? My array equals to array, sorry. Okay, here I just want to search an element that is 5. Okay. Uh, Let me define a function that is search value. Okay. Here I gonna give parameters that is array and value. Array means array, and here value means what the value you want to search. Okay. Here I just want to traverse the array for I in my array. Okay. If this I is double equals to value, then sheet then print value present. Else now let me call my function that is search value. Here what value? My array, comma value that is 5. Oh, see, I got the output that is value present and after that value not present. One second, guys. Let me check what is the. Pi double equals to value. Written present, okay, or else written. See, I got the output, that is okay. Output is perfectly printed, that is 5. I mean present means here I gave value that is 5. I mean here I just want to set an element that 5 is presented in that particular area or not. So I given a loop. I mean loop is iterated through the array. So if here if at all, if one, I mean first here I takes the value 1. 1 double equals to value means what? 5. 1 double equals to 5 means no, right? So again it goes to the for loop, and again I equals to 2. 2 double equals to 5 now, so not, right? 2 double, I mean 2 not equals to 5, so it again goes to the for loop, and again 3. 3 not, I mean 3 not equals to 5, so it again after that 5. 5 double equals to 5, right? So it returns the output that is I mean present. Instead of present you can give like element present, or you can print that particular index value, okay? My array dot index of value, so that you can understand where that element is presented. See, element is presented at the index 4. Index 4 here is what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Index 4 means what? 5. So here 5 is presented at the index 4. This is how we can search an element. Not only 5, you can search an any element. Okay, after the completion of this session, please refer, I mean please do practice on the array, so can you can understand what are all the operations which are involved in the array. Okay. um this is all about searching an element. Now I have already explained that is how can we traverse an array. We can traversing an array in the for loop. Let me, like here, if at all if you want to traverse an element for I int my array print array. This is how we can traverse an array using for loop. We can traverse the whole array. Okay. Generally traversing means what? Traversing means visiting all sorts of the array from start to the end. So okay. This is all about yeah, accessing an array. I mean, traversing an array, creation of an array, inserting an elements array. There are three methods which are involved for insertion, like insertion, inserting, appending, and extend. And there is a new method that is from list. And coming to the deletion methods, that is a pop method. There is a remove method. Okay, these are all about the one-dimensional arrays. Okay. I hope everything is clear till now. And coming to the arrays in memory, so one common thing about all types of arrays is early. One second. Okay. About all types of arrays means in memory representation is that all elements are located continuously. I have already explained that elements are stored sequentially. Okay, which means that you can never be seen an element that is located there, that is located here. Every time elements are located here. If you want to, okay, this is what one dimension. If we take one dimension, sorry, one dimensional array, elements are generally located here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and after that 9, 10, like this. Okay, means elements are stored continuously. For example, if you take in a two-dimensional array, here also elements are located continuously. Here two-dimensional arrays are combination of the rows and what is this, columns. Here elements are 1, 2, what is it here, sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that, 8, 9, 1, 2, like that. Elements are elements are stored in this way. I mean memory location is in this way. Okay. We can never be in a we can never see an element that is located there, that is located here. Okay. um, uh, Every element is located the next element. Okay, this is all about in a single dimensional array. Let me explain what is an a two dimensional arrays. Let me delete all this stuff. Okay, I have already wrote all the operations in which are involved in the two dimensional arrays, like so here I just want to explain them. I don't want to code again and again. See, let me give a brief introduction about what is two dimensional array and what is the difference between one dimensional array and 2Ds. Generally, an array with a bunch of values having been declared with a double index. At the start only, I have explained that generally one dimensional arrays are declared with a single index, and two dimensional arrays are indexed with declared with a double index. Okay, and two dimensional 2D array is a combination of the 1D array, and we can say that bunch of 1D arrays we can call it as a 2D arrays. Okay, and the difference is in 1D we have only one row and one column. Sorry, we have only one row and multiple columns. But coming to the 2D arrays, we have multiple rows and multiple columns. This is a major difference between the 1D arrays and 2D arrays. Okay. And next thing is in 2D we have two brackets and access to, if at all if you want to access any if you want to access a particular element, then you have to declare with it two brackets, two indexes. Okay, but coming to the 1D, here in 1D we have only one bracket. Okay, let me create any 2D array so that you can understand better. General, okay, these 2D arrays, NumPy works perfectly rather than an array. We can create a 2D arrays by using, by using an array, but here NumPy works perfectly. So that's why here I am importing the module NumPy. If at all, if you want to practice 2D arrays also, then you can install NumPy. Then you have to install the NumPy module. If at all, if you want to practice using NumPy, there is another method also using arrays also, but here I'm using NumPy module because it works perfectly. So that's why I choose NumPy module. Okay. Here, if you want to install NumPy module, if you are using PyCharm only, then you can understand how we can install the NumPy module. If you are using another, other IDEs, then I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. Forgot, like, where is this? Okay, I will explain tomorrow, like how to install an NumPy module. Actually, I forgot. Okay, see, if you install in a NumPy module, then you can import the NumPy module. Here I am importing my module as a NP. Here, this is how. Okay, let me comment everything. Okay, creating NumPy module. Forget about this all stuff. Let focus, just be focused on this particular module. Here, this is how we can create an NumPy create in a 2D arrays. Here I am installing, here I am importing NumPy module, and here I am declaring 2D module, that np dot array of. Here I have already explained that we have to use double brackets to create an array. So that's why here I'm using in a double brackets, and here I'm, see, here I'm printing 2D arrays. See, we got the output perfectly. That is 10, 14, 11, 5, 12, 17, 12, 18. I mean 12, 18, whatever. See, 2D array is created perfectly. Okay. And after creation of the 2D arrays, there are, after the creation of the 2D array, here I just want to perform the insertion operation. Okay, this is how we can perform the insertion operation on 2D arrays. Like here we can perform the 2D, I mean insertion operation using the insert method. Here np dot insert of, like here I am mentioning my array, I mean array. Like here I just want to add elements on the 2D array, and at the index 1, and here I just want to add the elements, that is 1 2 3 4. Let me copy and paste there, so can you understand. Let me copy, so here just print the 2D array. Let me comment this so that you can understand better. See, this new list, that is 1 2 3 4, is added at the index 1. Generally this is an index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, in index 4. Here we can, I mean, so index 0, index, I mean the, I mean this one is an index 1, and this one is index 2, like that. Okay, here I just want to add this particular list. Here I just want to add that particular, I mean here I want to insert this particular list at the index 2, index 1. So that's why here I'm mentioning 1. If at all, let me give 2. See, this new list, I mean this new list is added at the index 2. Okay, index 0, index 1, index 2. Okay, this is all about the inserting an element at the in 2D arrays. And after that, see here, I have already explained that for adding an elements, there are two operations, that is an insert and append method. Here in 2D arrays also there is an append method, that generally append method means what, it adds an element at the end. Okay, let me copy this. Guys, I am copying here, please don't, you guys don't copy, you have to do practice. Sorry. Let me comment this. See, this 1 2 3 4 means here I am performing append operation. Append operation means what? Append operation generally appends, I mean insert an element at the end. Here last index, here at, I mean it generally appends an element at the last index, like that. 1 2 3 4, this list is added at the last. Okay, this is all about the insertion methods. Let's see what are other operations. Like if at all, if you want to access an elements, then you can access an element. Okay, let me copy this. See here I'm giving here I'm creating one function that is the def function. I mean, see, sorry, access elements function. Here I am giving in it two three arguments, that is an array, row index, column index, because I have already explained that generally 2D arrays are involved with the rows and columns. So that's why here you have to give both row index and column index. Okay. Here, what is if condition means if row index is greater than, that is, here row index is what means one. Here one is greater than the length of an array, and column index is also a greater than the length of an array. Then, here I'm giving that print incorrect index. Like here you have to give values within the length. I mean, within the array values. Okay, you are not supposed to exceed the length of that particular array. So here I mean, if at all if you exceed the length of that particular array, here I'm giving that you just print that incorrect index. So after that, in else condition, here I'm printing that. Here I here I gave here I gave the statement that is print array of row index and column index. Okay, see, I got the output that is 11. Okay. Oh, okay. 1 and 2 means first row, second index value. First row means here what? 10, 14, 11, 5, right? Second index value means what? This is one 0, this one 2, this one, no, I mean this 0, 1, 2. So this is 1, 2 means what? 11. Let me give an another, that is 1 comma 3. See here I got the output 5, because here I'm giving that row index, that is a row index means 1 index, I mean row 1 element, what is third index value? Third index value here, what is this? 5. So we got the output that is 5. This is how we can access an elements. Okay. You can even perform slice operations on arrays, I mean in arrays as well as the 2D arrays also. Means what is this slice operations? I've already explained in list strings that if at all if you want to access the multiple elements, then you can use the slice operator. Okay. And after that, here I just want to traverse a 2D array also. Like, see here. Saturday only I have explained that what I mean importance of the function. Generally, each and every program, each and every program we are created using functions only. So that's why I'm saying that please do practice more on the function, so that you can understand the depth in function, and you can do your own programs. Okay, let me traversing. See here I am mentioning my function name, that is a traverse 2D array, and here I'm giving that is an array. And if for in range, I have already explained that how to traverse an array. Generally, for loop is used to traverse an array. So here we have to give two for loops, because there is an a row. I mean, generally 2D arrays is, I mean 2D array is a combination of the rows and columns, right? So that's why we have to give two for loops. If at all if you perform this traverse operation in arrays, then you need to give only one for loop. Okay, let me print. See, all elements. Okay, all elements are perfectly printed. And what is the last operation? I think so, such like The same thing, if at all if you want to set an element in an array, then you have to mention that particular value. Then you have to give the true for loop, because there is a row and there is a column. And so if at all that particular I and I mean that particular index and row index, I mean that particular row and column index value is double equals to their value, then here I am giving that the value is located at the index. So here I am giving the index that is both column, I mean both row index and column index. And if at all, if that particular element is not presented, then I am returning that that element is not presented. Here, let me print so that let me give it. I don't want to change even the value. See, I have given the value that is 444. Generally, 44 is not presented in that array. So here we got the output that is element. The element is no found. Okay. This is all about the two-dimensional arrays. Even you can delete in a particular, if at all, if you want to delete any element like an, I mean here I just want to delete that particular row one. Let me copy this. Okay. See, row one is deleted. How we can know? See, here is 10, 15, 10. Row one means what? 10, 14, 11, 15. That particular element is deleted. This is all about the two-dimensional arrays. Okay, I hope everything is clear till now. I have already till now I have explained what is that array, and I have given that complete introduction about the array, and I have performed all the operations in arrays. And after that I have explained what is in a two-dimensional array, and I have covered all the methods which are involved, I mean all the operations which we can perform using the two-dimensional arrays. Guys, again I'm saying, here I'm just copy, I'm doing copy, and I mean I need to copy. One second. Sorry. Okay, here I just did copy and paste because I wrote all those programs before, so that's why if at all if I wrote all the programs, it takes a very, I mean it takes a long time. You may get bored, so that's why I just copy and paste. You please don't do that. Okay, you have to practice all the, I mean all the operations which are involved in the 2D arrays and both well I mean as well as arrays. Performing array operations is easy. Even 2D arrays also easy, but it the syntax is very large. Okay, this is all about for today's lecture. Tomorrow I will teach you guys about, I think so, file handling. Okay, Santoshi ma'am, Santoshi ma'am.
Ma'am, Santosh ma'am is not.
Sir, yes sir. This is all about for today's lecture, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, guys. Network issue. Oh, yeah, okay, ma'am. No problem.